YouTube family, world family, the Maverick in the space again. Still, despite all the challenges, the best and most credible opinion, fear and fearless analysis. You know, so last time, Melissa, it worse than we initially thought in terms of the way it ravage and destroy Jamaica. The more information that creep out day by day, we realize this category 5 monster was actually worse than we initially thought. And even after we initially thought, when we see it bad, it worse than that. Use the death toll as an index. Last year it was what? Near to 30. See a report in one of the paper, them say, one mortician down at the west there, him say he mean the mark business and the debt business for over a decade and a half. And the first time I see things like this, but it just a turn up left, right and center. In the rubble, when the flood water them go down, dead bodies are turn up just like that. Total devastation. The western end of Jamaica literally mash up. Here we were a couple days after the hurricane I talk about St. Elizabeth get it the worst. You know why we not say that? Because we never know yet how Westmoreland get it. You say Westmoreland get it double worse. And look here, as bad as things be, Jamaicans still a rally round and a do what Jamaicans tend to do generally, you know, which is do good and being them brothers and them sisters keepers. And we have to drop on that spirit there big time right now. But me I gonna show you how bad things are and how we know say things really depend on a desperate, almost hopeless level. When you hear so many people using the cliche, everything mash up, everything gone, but we still have life. People basically are saying, you know, all them have left and them life, you know. How many occasions you hear people where I do interviews and I put out videos and I talk about effect of the storm on them personally? How much of them you hear I say, boy, it could have worse, you know, it could have taken my life. And that, people are using and console themselves, you know. Basically, me lose everything, you know, but me have life, you know. People are going to need counseling. Me see the principal at the University of the West Indies put out a statement, basically. Him say him take it upon himself and him drive round the island. Apparently him go north coast and come back south coast and drive through all of the badly affected areas. And the man say, yo, the man basically said this is far worse than we think. And this what we are doing right now in terms of picking up the pieces is not a process we are done in 3 or 6 or 8 or 12 months. It's a process we are going to take years. And again, we have to heal up the Jamaican spirit, you know, and all of the good people from all walks of life. We are step across. We not all the people we are do this. We have video clip, you know, or for people where I jump in front of the camera to take a hype of a people's misery, you know. And on them the people we are talking, you know. You have much more unsung heroes out there where do the thing. When a friend for camera. It's like how the Maverick no friend for camera. Because I work in front of camera almost all of my working life. See, so doing things in front of camera in a situation like this not really appeal to me. But I kind of simplify it by saying, watch out. Everybody's supposed to know somebody that is affected. Help that person where you know that is affected. The state agencies and the government and all of the constituted authorities, they are obviously expected to take over the macro organization and the relief process. And of course, you know, the rebuilding. But here the fear we are emerged now is that some criminal element, some selfish elements will find their way into the process. And all of that help, assistance, financially and otherwise, we are going to come in Jamaica. Some criminal are going to try benefit directly off it. And we can't rule it out. At Jamaica, this, you know. Jamaica full of criminal at every level of the society, you know. Selfish criminal punks at every level of the society, you know. And with something like this where you expect, say, millions of dollars are going to involve, millions of dollars worth of commodities and equipment, etc. are going to involve. Some criminals will be there looking away to enrich themselves after the process. But I go like you don't know Jamaicans and know Jamaica. A Jamaica that. What me say? We have criminals at every level of this society. Some people would have us believe that is just a little dirty footman in a Jamaica. Him are the main source of criminality in a Jamaica. Nothing could be further from the truth. And I hope that anybody who seeks to enrich themselves off of the backs of the suffering people of Jamaica after the passage of Hurricane Melissa, my prayer is that God strike them right when them stand up. They will have to appeal to God. Then God not in another something we are going. Eh? Then if God can see a hurricane like this, take a set for one of the most godly country in the world. The country with the most churches, pound for pound, in the entire world. And God can sit by and watch this hurricane do what it do. The God not supposed to strike the wicked them when them come to ride up on the backs of the poor people, man. Eh? As me say by and large, the people them are do good enough. And the true metal and the true heart and the true Jamaicans are shine through, you know. But you know you have some mendicant and some evil among us. You have those who are still divided and consumed by politics. All in the suffering of the Jamaican people. The political tribalists them I show them color same way. And that help to sadden the situation. You know what I like no? I would like get from one of them social scientists there. In terms of progress made by Jamaica. How many years will this hurricane have set us back? 10, 15, 20, 30 years? Or it all depends on the rebuilding and the recovery effort. Because if we're able to rebuild and recover in short order and do it smartly and efficiently and strategically, then we could have made a next step forward at the end of a couple of years, you know. As bad as it seems, this, me say it already, this could be seen as an opportunity to do some things right what we never had to do before. And to correct some of the ills of some of the things that we did. Or even to replace some of the outdated infrastructure and other things we have in place. But they take a hurricane to come and destroy half of the island. So we finally decide, say, we are going to do what needs to be done. We can take a positive outlook there. The reality is still stark. And this is worse than we thought. And it'll get worse. What has happened to Jamaica is literally unthinkable. And in the ensuing weeks and months, we really have to go ensure, say, if we can as much as possible, put some support systems in place for people. Because people's state of mind, people's meds are going to mash up from the hurricane. Jamaican people strong, but there are people same way. And a whole heap of meds mash up from the hurricane. It probably not reached there yet, you know, because the shock and survival mode kick in at the moment, you know. But you see, them things happen in phases. We are going through the shock mode now. We are pinch yourself here now. You see, after we pass the stage, we pinch yourself and we realize how bad things are, how desperate things will become, and how literally hopeless things will seem for a lot of Jamaican. We are going to need a lot of intervention there, so. And I am telling you people meds are going to mash up. People meds are mash up right now. Right now, some football and some cricket and some athletics, but I love to talk about, you know. Or even some entertainment event, but I love to talk about, you know. They are struggle people. We are struggling to do it. I will a straight face still and I go through in a car. And the Maverick, same way, toughness, we say same way, resilience, we say same way, one life we have same way, and we have to fight with it same way, but it's a tough call. It's a tough call as things continue to get worse. And we, no for we just do what we do quietly, out of the flare and the clicks of the camera. But we are do what we can do. And that me feel every single individual to do. Not for hype, and not for clicks, and not for likes, but out of the goodness of our heart. Boom! Still one Maverick. Still the best and most credible. Fear, fearless, and honest. That is it. Jamaica still land we love,